I'm Adam Longo. It's been more than a year now since COVID shut off our hometown, shut down businesses, and cut us off from our family and friends. We've seen a lot of heartache since then, but now a lot of hope.
This is my happy place. This is my happy place. And, you know, it's been a long time without a happy place.
You've spent the past year wondering, when is it going to look anything like normal again? When are we going to be able to get rid of these restrictions? Today is the day. In D.C., we're here to celebrate with you. Woo-hoo! D.C.'s rebound from the pandemic shutdown. And I'll answer a few of your questions along the way. The Q&A starts right now. And so glad you're with us tonight here at 7 o'clock on this momentous day of restrictions being lifted in Washington, D.C. after more than 14 months of the coronavirus pandemic. We are live outside the center field gates of Nats Park, where there is this euphoric energy that has just enveloped the city. People coming out, restrictions being lifted here at Nats Park. You no longer need to wear a mask if you're fully vaccinated inside of the park. They've expanded to 36% capacity seating, up from 10 to 15%. They're going to go full capacity in just a few weeks, coming up on June 10th. I want to talk to some of the folks who have come out here tonight on this big night. LaWanda is here with us, a huge Nats fan. She's from Maryland. What does it feel like to be out here tonight? Is this one of your first nights out?
Yes, it is. I'm really excited to be here. We brought all of our energy. We're ready to cheer. And the weather's nice. Food's going to be good, and the drinks along with it. Ready to celebrate.
What does it feel? Is it just kind of surreal to be back in an environment like this? We've been shut up for so long.
It's weird because you don't really know what to do, but I'm excited to be here because I'm just trying to follow suit with what the people are doing. Some people wear masks, some people aren't, but we're doing enough social distancing.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel safe, I feel comfortable.
It's going to be a great
night.
night.
I know they made provisions for us inside.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. We're going to be talking about that later in the show. We hope you enjoy it. You guys stay good. Thank you so much. All right, so listen, also outside of Nats Park here, along First Street, just to the south of N, they've got a vaccine station set up for folks coming out. They're giving out the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. No appointment needed. Anybody can come out and get that shot, get some Nats swag as well. Now, of course, we're talking about baseball because I'm standing in front of the center field gates, but a whole load of restrictions being lifted in D.C. today. My friend Lorenzo Hall is with us in the studio to talk more in depth about what you can do, what you can't do, and where you can go completely unimpeded. Right, so?
Yeah, that's right, Adam. Obviously, today a huge step forward for D.C. I'll tell you what's changing and what's not. But first, why now? Here's what the mayor had to say.
You can see where we are today. We are fast approaching the green, and we expect with continued vigilance that's exactly where we're going to be. Our health metrics continue to go in the right direction.
All right, so what restrictions are lifting right now? Let's go through that. Everything from capacity limits, types of activities, and the time restrictions that were in place, they will end across D.C. I'm talking places like restaurants, retail, offices, schools, and places of worship will all be back at 100%. So what restrictions are sticking around for now? Well, bars, nightclubs, large sports and music venues, you see like Nats Park out there, those are at 50% capacity. But mark June 11th on your calendar. That's when restrictions are lifting for all D.C. establishments and venues. Adam, nice to see people out there outside of Nats Park. Still being safe, but having a good time, too.
Yeah, nice to be seen, both for me and for everybody out here. I mean, just look at folks as they continue to stream in to Nats Park. The game just started here at 7 o'clock. Folks still coming out. About 15,000 people they're expecting in there tonight, and they've got a lot of staff here to assist them as well. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Topper Shutt now, because Topper, it's as if everything has just clicked for this tonight, because the weather is perfect. People are out here sitting on patios, just walking freely. It's a really great night for this.
Yeah, the best part is not going to get cold or chilly like it has in the past few weeks. We've had warm days before, but really chilly to cold nights. Now it's going to be quite comfortable. We're going to look ahead to tomorrow's game. 7:05 start tonight, 4:05 start tomorrow as the Beltway Series continues. Tomorrow's going to be hot. I mean, stay hydrated tomorrow. There'll be a fair amount of clouds and temperatures around 90 pretty much during the entire game. So, again, stay hydrated tomorrow. Water and then a beer, water, then a beer, not beer, 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 beer. All right. So high temps tomorrow, 89, but most of the burbs are going to be in the low 90s. I think low 90s in Manassas and around 90, 91 in Leesburg, 92 in Frederick, and 92 also at Andrews. All right. When you leave the ballpark tonight, It's still going to be at 9 o'clock, 74, 70 at 11 o'clock, and still nice sleeping weather, even downtown. Low 60s with temperatures in the 50s tonight, north and west. We'll come back. We'll talk about the weekend. We've made some changes to one of the days. We'll tell you what that means.
All right, look forward to hearing about that, Topper. Thank you so much. So as folks are getting out and about, maybe baseball's not your thing, maybe taking a night out to dine in or out of the restaurant's not your thing. So many things to see around the D.C. area. WUSA 9's John Henry. We're going to check in with him live right now because, John, you're on a boat. What's going on there?
I am on a boat. Yeah, I'm on a boat, Adam. We're actually the waterfront here in Georgetown, about to set off in not too long. But it's the same energy here as you see in Navy Yard. You can see all the restaurants here in the waterfront are packed, and that's because they can be. Capacity restrictions are lifted once again with restaurants, churches, gyms, retail stores, libraries, all in the district starting today. Nightclubs at 50%. Now, we've been hanging out with the folks here at the Potomac Paddle Club today on this boat. And you can see there are already some people here who are about to enjoy themselves on the Potomac. I'm joined here by Captain Chase Clark. Tell me, what is it like to actually have people full capacity on your boat?
It's been great, man. We finally got people back out, family, friends that haven't seen each other in a long time. We're out here enjoying the weather, enjoying the views, and we're excited to be out here. It's been electric.
Cool. Yeah, and we were actually just down the Potomac not too long ago. We were on their first boat here, went all the way down to Arlington and back, and I can tell you it was just nice to feel something normal and have some fun out here. Adam?
All right, John Henry, thank you so much. I mean, what an amazing night, what an amazing feeling for the folks there, for the folks out here. Listen, still on the way tonight on the Q&A, we're going to be talking to a local waitress. Listen, food and beverage staff folks have been through hell these past 14 months. We're going to talk with her about where she's been and where things are going from here. Also, we have to talk about one of DC's main attractions, and that's tourism. People come here from all over the country and all over the world. We're going to talk about how the pandemic has hit hard the tourism industry and the projections about what's to come in the future.
Still hot tomorrow across much of the eastern United States. We'll talk about when the heat wave breaks and if it breaks with showers and storms in the DMV.
So perhaps one group of folks who we really, frankly, took for granted before the pandemic. People in the food and beverage industry. I'm talking about bussers. I'm talking about waiters. Think about what they've been through the past 14 months. No steady income, practically no income at all, unemployment, dealing with those problems. Now they're coming back. Had a chance to talk with a local server who's now actually been promoted to general manager at the Park at 14th about some of those ups and downs of the past turbulent year.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, packed, people in here regardless.
Things were going good.
Yeah, money was consistent. Money was always, every weekend. No problem, I'll make it back next weekend. It was just very consistent.
How and when did things start to change? What did that look like?
You guys know that, you know, they're really, the numbers are going up. People are starting to get sick. They're gonna close us down. This isn't a joke. And we're all like, okay, sure, crazy.
When does it soak in that this is going to go on for a while, like this is for real?
It didn't at first. Like, I think it just happened so abruptly and we didn't really believe it, that until it was, hey, you need to sign up for unemployment.
Was there a low point at any time, at multiple times? Am I ever going to get to go back to the job I love? Am I going to have to look for something else? I mean, was there panicky times?
I only get this set amount if I get approved weekly, and the only skill sets that I have, to be honest, are hospitality, customer service. That doesn't sound essential. Where am I going to make any extra money? Am I going to really have to start budgeting my life? Complete 180.
We came in, we met without masks, we shook hands. We're sitting this far, this close to one another. Are we feeling like we've got over the hump?
I feel like we are definitely getting there. I feel like we are definitely getting there. Probably sooner than later, or, you know, quicker than I would like, because I got to get all my ducks in a row now. It's always important for us to cherish these moments. So every time that people are coming out and they're seeing their friends that they haven't seen for the first time, and they're choosing that venue that they're coming out to enjoy that moment, to really embrace it, but also embrace and appreciate the people who are giving you that experience. Our front of house staff, back of house staff, kitchen staff. It takes a lot to create those experiences, from the front door to the host stand, to the servers at the table, to that cocktail that comes across the bar, to the food that's prepared by our kitchen staff. Like, appreciate every bit of it. And because life really is too short, but I feel like, I don't know, I think we should all just embrace it.
I need you to show these servers, these bartenders, your gratitude and your appreciation as we come back. You know you saved money during the pandemic, so why don't you unload a little on them and everything that they've been through. Topper's with us now. So Topper, what can we expect the rest of the night into the weekend? It is absolutely beautiful here right now.
The rest of the night's perfect, as you mentioned. It's going to stay mild through the game, and then tomorrow's game is going to be hot, hot, hot. In fact, next 2 days, temperatures around 90, Saturday and Sunday. We get a break Monday. Does not last long. Back to the low 80s on Tuesday, and then boom, we're back to 90 again on Wednesday. 90 is more like late June, early July temperatures, just so you know, we're way ahead of the game here. And it's hot across much of the eastern U.S. Tomorrow, 87 Boston, 89 D.C., 88 in Chicago. By Sunday, 91 in D.C., Raleigh, and 90 in Boston, even upper 80s in Chicago, and near 90 in St. Louis. But then backdoor front slides down, and that means we're back in the 70s. It's still hot in Raleigh, so it doesn't cool us off for long. We'll warm back up on Tuesday, and we're going to be hot again on Wednesday of next week, but it will be a nice little change of pace. The rest of the evening, I mean, it's going to be nice. Temperatures in the 60s tonight, so you'll be able to keep the AC on. Look how warm it gets, though. Up to the low 90s in some areas of the GMV by 1 o'clock, despite a lot of clouds tomorrow. I think the futurecast is going a little cloudier than it's going to be, but there'll be more clouds tomorrow than we've seen. Hot tomorrow, not humid. Hot Sunday with some showers and storms more west. And then cooler on Monday with some showers, also more west. And by that we mean kind of I-81 west into the mountains. Brunch forecast Sunday, warm at 10 o'clock. I mean, it's hot already at noon. 2 o'clock, it's 91 with a stray storm. If you're doing a vineyard tour out in Virginia, you have a much better chance of some showers and storms after about 3 or 4 o'clock on Sunday. You look fine on Saturday. So around 90 Saturday, low 90s on Sunday. Again, some showers and storms on Sunday. So tonight, tomorrow morning rather, temperatures low to mid 60s. By 10 o'clock, we're around 80, and then by lunchtime, we're upper 80s to around 90. A fair amount of clouds. There'll be some sun peeking through, and don't let that fool you. Still put the sunscreen on tomorrow. And then by 6:30, upper 80s across the board, and then by 11 o'clock, temperatures still in the 70s. Take you into Sunday now, 91 at 2:30, and a couple of showers popping. See the shower north of Martinsburg and west of Winchester. They're going to be few and far between on Sunday, so we've not issued a yellow weather alert. Most of them will be west, but still isolated storm possible, especially Sunday night as that backdoor front slides south of us, albeit briefly. So pretty good weekend, really. Near 90 on Saturday and Sunday. Monday, some showers possible west, but cooler. And then morning showers on Tuesday. We're warm again, low 80s. Hot again on Wednesday, some storms. Some of those could be hefty. We'll keep an eye on that. And then a stray shower Thursday, and then 75 next Friday, still cool. Temperatures only in the 70s, which is below average. And the Nats in town through the following Sunday. And remember, next weekend is Memorial Day weekend. How about that?
Yeah. Time for the beach. All right, Topper, thank you so much for that. I want to talk to you about tourism now. Of course, the tourism industry in D.C. completely decimated by the pandemic. Remember when things started happening last March? There were conferences booked, and then we got into April, and it was cherry blossom season. Everybody that was supposed to come into town ended up not doing that. Let's take a look at some numbers here of what's unfolded the past 14 months. 42,200 jobs have been lost in the leisure industry. That's arts, that's entertainment, that's food and beverage. Hotel revenue in the district down 84% when you go from March of last year through April of this year. And then some really sobering news here about international travel to the district, really not expected to recover fully until about 2025. All right, so let's get to one of our first questions for you tonight. That's going to have to do with the tourism hit to the pandemic. Just how bad was it? I talked to Elliot Ferguson, who's president and CEO of Destination DC.
Yeah, well, the total revenue in a good year, such as 2019, specifically tied to leisure and domestic and international visitation, and of course conventions, is about $8 billion. Last year, we were down $6.5 billion in terms of that overall anticipated revenue. We normally have about 80,000 jobs tied specifically to the hospitality industry, and that number clearly was compromised as well. So it's been a very tough year.
Now, don't expect things to snap right back. Elliott says it actually took D.C. tourism 10 years to rebound after 9/11. So how long is it going to take until tourism returns to 2019 levels?
The experts tell us that by 2022, especially the fourth quarter of 2022, we will see a strong rebound of visitation from a domestic perspective. But again, the outlook for the international market is going to be much longer.
Now, one solid thing that we have in our corner here in D.C. in this area is there are 50 million people who live within a 4-hour drive of D.C. So a lot of people who would typically during the summer fly off to somewhere exotic or to Europe or the Caribbean maybe instead have D.C. on their minds moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, can't really do that until we take a look back. Coming up after the break, we're going to look at where we've been and some of the hiccups we've had along the way. Keep it here on the Q&A. You know, we really can't celebrate this major accomplishment today of restrictions being lifted without giving pause to everything we've been through the past 14 months and the friends and relatives we've lost along the way. Take a look.
Late this afternoon, testing at the Public Health Lab at the D.C. Department of Forensic Sciences yielded the district's first presumptive positive case of COVID-19. So let me start by one simple message that we are asking everybody to be a good neighbor and stay at home. Stay at home.
We haven't been having play dates. We haven't been going out. We need to stay home. That's the most important thing that we can do right now.
I can't sustain the business if I don't have the revenue coming. And what about my workers? You know, what do I have to do?
We don't have big resources and money tucked away like, you know, big businesses have.
The last 2 months have been devastational.
If we don't figure out something and then, you know, in the next month or so, we're just not going to have any funds to keep going.
All right, let's go.
What has been, fairly sobering is to observe how sick some of these patients are.
I wake up, I got the tube down my throat, I got the oxygen mask, and I don't know what's going on.
I'm standing in a sea of 20,000 chairs. That 20,000, though, represents less than 10% of the American lives lost to COVID. And that number keeps rising steadily.
I still think there is a reasonably good chance that by the very beginning of 2021, that if we're going to have a vaccine, that we will have it by then.
We're all over this breaking news. The FDA just green-lighted Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine.
It's day one of vaccinations here at Winchester Medical Center. What did that moment mean?
It's emotional.
On June 11th, capacity limits and restrictions will be lifted on large sports and entertainment venues.
Woo-hoo! I might cry. I'm just so excited to be back.
Glad you've been able to come along with us tonight for DC's big coming out party. It really is a victory. I'm here with Ellie, who's sitting outside the Gatsby on Half Street. Does this really feel like DC is back?
Totally. There's so many people out. Our building just had, they lifted the restrictions and we're able to, be in the elevator without a mask, which is just, awesome.
Mind-blowing.
Yeah,
right.
It's starting to feel really normal, and DC in the summer is awesome, so this is the perfect time. It feels like the ultimate celebration.
Hope everybody gets out and enjoys it. Have a great weekend, y'all. This has been the Q&A.